Hey yo, what's good though? Soul here and welcome back to the story mode. So, this is just a little bit of a video of me and my buddy Dom discussing our thoughts on the most recent announcement for the Bleach game that they announced at AX a couple of weeks ago now. And so, this is all going to be completely visual and stuff like that. Maybe I'll switch up the visuals depending on how I feel about editing and things like that. But for the most part, this is just a little chit chat between me and Dom about this most recent announcement. So kick back, relax, enjoy, and let's talk like we always do. Just for a significantly longer amount of time than usual. But hey, I'm a certified yapper. And that's what we do around here. Anyway, hopefully you guys enjoy. Past Soul and Dom, guys, go ahead and take it away. All right, what's good, y'all? Soul here, and welcome back to the story mode. Today I am here with Dom.
Hey, what's going on? What's going on?
And today we're going to do two things. Firstly, I'm going to show him the trailer to the brand new Bleach Rebirth of Souls game that was announced at Anime Expo just a couple of days ago. Are you ready?
Yes.
Afterwards, we're going to have a nice little discussion about it. But first, you need to take a look at this real quick. Oh, there's no audio. You can't hear from this computer?
Oh, it might be muted right now, but it's fine.
Okay, we don't need too much. It's fine, but you could see the visuals and everything like that. Actually, I guess if we can't really hear it, I'll just turn it down. Because there's no point, really. So I'll just add music later. But right now, you know, that's what I'm saying. You could see the visuals on this. It's actually ridiculous, right?
Okay.
You know, you could hear Ichigo talking and everything like that. It's actually just...
Oh, dang.
They actually cooked.
I'm not gonna lie. I'd want a solo leveling game with this aesthetic. It feels like it would match.
I'm sure somebody pitched it somewhere and they're cooking that up. But right now, like, you could tell this was kind of in the oven for a little bit, only because they could have easily forced out a game, just pooped out something in regards to the latest arc. This was the beginning.
Yeah.
Right there. You saw that. This is where it's at right here. You got phenomenal looking models. Everything, that like plasticky but like polished look. I love that aesthetic, man. And the colors look brilliant. You're going to see something right now. I know how you're going to feel about this. I don't know where it's at, though.
Wait a minute.
It should be here in a second.
Better be what I think it is.
No, I don't know, actually.
If it's not what I think it is, I'm going to be upset.
I hate you, bro. I hate you, bro. When they actually show it, I don't know where it's going to be at. But this right, bro. I'm saying, bro. They might have cooked with this one, bro.
Oh, wow. So it's an arena battle? Like
it is an arena fighter, yes.
Okay, good. Cool. I like that.
Yeah, see, that's, you know, it's funny. That's been like, we'll talk about this in a minute, but that's been like an entire thing.
People are upset about that?
Yes.
What? Why?
You know why.
Why? No, why?
I'll explain. Okay, so we don't have any like full release date or anything like that.
Okay.
But I'm gonna just let it keep playing in the back for them. So anyway.
Yeah, I got you.
So, oh, perfect. Thank you. Okay, yeah, but so essentially it is an arena fighter. They made that clear. It's a just 1v1 arena fighter type beat. And people are upset because they're like, oh, you already know how this goes. We've had our Demon Slayers, we've had our Kill la Kill If, we've had our One Punch Man and things like that. Kill la Kill, I'm not going to speak on that because I think that game was actually really good.
That game was really good.
Did not get the credit that it deserved.
No, it honestly, Kill la Kill wasn't a big enough IP to try to give the treatment they did. Kind of like how they did, it's not bigger than Captain Tsubasa.
No.
It's not. And you saw how Captain Tsubasa did.
Yeah,
so
Captain Tsubasa did not.
You know what I mean? So it's kind of like.
But it's actually funny that you mentioned Captain Tsubasa. The guys that helped develop.
Oh, did this?
They did this.
Captain Tsubasa was a good game.
Exactly.
It was a good game. So
that's the thing about that, right? Not a lot of people played Captain Tsubasa, but that game was very high in quality. It had a lot of just heart, soul, and quality incorporated into that game, right? So you're probably thinking like, okay, well, you know, it's a sports game. That's something different. What do they know about fighting games? They developed Melty Blood. You know, you're.
Oh, I played that game.
Yeah. They helped develop. They're big in the development process for Melty Blood.
Wow.
So it's not like they're unfamiliar with anime games with that kind of development or anything like that. Arena Fighter, they might be kind of new, but based on what we're seeing here, this doesn't look too bad. So like off rip, what do you think?
I think I think I'm excited for it.
Yeah, huh?
I think I'm excited for it. It looks like the aesthetic for it is really cool. I like what they're going for with this. The only thing I will say is the arena fighters do have like a bad history, a really bad history. Like,
they do.
Horrible, actually. I don't really remember the last arena fighter game that anyone got really excited for and it lived up to the expectations, and it was like it stayed hype,
stayed relevant.
Yeah, I don't like. You could say Ninja Storm, the Ninja Storm series, but honestly, it hasn't been relevant for it's been relevant for the last 10 years because they keep coming out with pooped out versions of it. But the core of it, Ninja Storm 4, before they did Road to Boruto, before they did Storm Connections, they just keep building off that same game, thinking that people are gonna buy that. So really, arena fighters have had a bad rep since then, actually.
For a long time, actually. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, we've had Ninja Storm, we've had Jujutsu Kaisen, we've had Kill la Kill, we've had One Punch Man, we've had Demon Slayer, and none of those besides Ninja Storm. People like the Jujutsu Kaisen game, but it's just... Oh, that's the mail. Some people like Jujutsu Kaisen game, but other people don't. So it's really miss or miss, barely ever hit.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right in that regard, and there's a couple of reasons for that too. However, I think the thing, right, that makes me feel a little bit safer for this game is that it's because of what happened with Jujutsu Cursed Clash that Bandai was finally like, okay, you know what? We need to undergo a little bit of quality control because this was unacceptable. They saw the retaliation, they saw the anger and just upset that came from that game, and they said, okay, you know what? Maybe we should be a little more careful with what we put out here. And based on just quality alone, from trailer and everything like that, they crafted this trailer with heart. You can tell that, right? So it leads me to believe that they wouldn't just throw this out at us unless they saw a product that was actually had some kind of quality behind it.
I agree.
So I feel like this is them taking the risk with this. They said, okay, people like Bleach, this does look high quality. These developers know what they're doing, and this is something that we could absolutely, update consistently and things like that, especially with the new Bleach Cur coming out very soon. So, people are going to want to see more, some more Bleach games. And people have been begging for years, for another actual Bleach game. We have not had a Bleach game since, like, the PSP.
That's very true.
That is an insane amount
unless you
of
want to count mobile games.
Mobile games, I do not count mobile games. I have not played the mobile game since I picked it up for the first like 20 minutes and I put it right back down.
I just have a hard time believing in Bandai, I'm not gonna lie. There's just so many misses with Bandai. So many. Unless it's a Dragon Ball game, I lose faith.
Well, see, that's the thing. You can't really look at the publisher. The publisher is part of the problem. Bandai does have unfortunately a grasp on the entire monopoly that is anime related games, which is why they were able to be like, okay, people like Jujutsu now, put out Jujutsu now. People like this game now, put that sucker out now. You know what I'm saying? Which is why I feel like even with Demon Slayer, right, I feel like that one was still, even though it has I think it is still decent in quality, Demon Slayer. But I feel like even then it was still kind of rushed because it's missing so much. Like, we could have easily had some kind of a tournament mode. We could have had some kind of some what if scenarios to make the story mode feel a little more fleshed out, have some more stuff to do, consistent updates with more frequent characters and things like that. It was just too bare bones when it came out, and by the time they did start giving us DLC and updates like that, nobody cared anymore because it was just too empty at the beginning, right from the get-go.
Here's what I will say. Bandai's games, their anime games, the combat is usually fun. Regardless of Jujutsu, even Jujutsu people are enjoying the combat of it. But, that one's a little up in there. But One Punch Man, the combat was a little slow-ish. But,
I mean, you could tell this ain't no slow, man.
But,
we don't worry about that.
Jump Force combat was pretty fun.
Jump Force was fire.
Yeah, Jump Force combat was pretty fun. Of course, the Naruto games are fun. The Dragon Ball games are fun. Kill la Kill was fun. So the combat in the games are usually fun. But the issue that they have isn't what they choose to put in the game. It's what they choose not to put in the game. That's the issue.
You're absolutely right.
So we're usually getting these games and there's just even Storm Connections is fun. Obviously it's gonna be fun. But there's just never enough content they think that the updates we want are always just characters, which isn't always the case.
That's like half.
That's like half. But
I'll give them that. 50% of what we want is just consistent updates with consistent characters.
right. But then the other 50% is fun ways to play the game. Like, they were about to come out with this last Dragon Ball game with Sparking Zero without local multiplayer.
Yeah.
Like, why would you do that?
I mean,
and look,
yeah.
I get it. The reason they chose not to do that, from my understanding, is because the multiplayer takes away from what it looked like from some of the early gameplays I saw. There was a lot of workarounds they had to do when it comes to all of the destructive environments. There's just a lot of stuff that goes into the game that local multiplayer took out of it, which is why when they added it, they only let you fight in like the hyperbolic time chamber, I believe.
You're right.
So now you can do local multiplayer, but you have to find the specific place where, because I don't know if you know, for the Dragon Ball game they're coming out with, you can fight, destroy buildings, but you can also fight inside of a building.
You can fight. I saw that.
So you can fight in the building, and blast your way out of the building.
Right.
I could see how having that in two perspectives at the same time could be that's like in one, on one monitor, could create, some camera issues, I don't know. But
I think they talked about, a couple people talked about it, and they're like, because a lot of the people that attended the
early
what
capture.
was that? Was it Summer Games? It was a Summer Games Fest. The people that attended, they played the demo for it, and once they got their hands on it, they understood immediately why there was no local co-op to be like off rip, because I'm no game developer. I can't 100% speak on that or anything like that. But essentially, having that split screen and having to practically mirror the destruction on both ends would just total the game.
Yeah.
Because you could see how much quality and effort is in that game. You can see how many every pixel is handcrafted.
Yep.
And it's ridiculous. So obviously, they had to do a couple of workarounds, which is I get it on one hand to an extent, but it does suck because half of the identity of the Budokai Tenkaichi games back in the day when we were playing like that was having that local multiplayer, being able to talk that talk with your boy right beside you, so that when you lost, you could smack them up right then and there. Like, it was something different. You had to have that local multiplayer. Without that, it kind of kills off the identity a little bit. You're talking trash through Discord or whatever you're on, and it's cool. It's still fun. It's nice. It's still nice energy. It's not exactly the same energy.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
One thing I will say though, with this game, it does look like this game is gonna be, it is an arena fighter, but it looks like it's gonna be story focused, unlike the Demon Slayer game, where there was it wasn't really story focused. It was basically slideshows. Even I forgot. There was another game too that just really felt like you're watching slideshows, progressing through it. Jujutsu, yes. You're just watching slideshows, right? So this game actually looks like we see proper cutscenes, and it's not just like replays of the anime in a cutscene format, but we're actually seeing the actual models reenacting the scenes. One thing I will say, I keep saying that, but another thing I'll say is that Bandai has been doing a little bit better with some of the more popular IPs in the mobile side. So their One Punch Man game that came out, I think it's called One Punch Man World.
I did hear about that. I don't know anything
game,
about that.
Bro. That game is beautiful.
See, that's a waste of time to me. Why did they do that?
No, they should have done that for the console, because it lets you properly play through the story. Because even One Punch Man doesn't let you play through the story, the actual game.
Really?
Yeah, you create your own character and you play through your character's thing, but there's no genuine cutscenes like that from what I remember. So this game looks like, from what I've experienced with Bandai games, any game that they've had where you're playing through the story with the proper cutscenes, and the cutscenes are the 3D characters, is usually one of their better games overall. So you think about the Dragon Ball games, Xenoverse, you think about the Ninja Storm games, you think about, what other games did they have? Literally all of the Ninja Storm games have that. And honestly, those are the only two games that truly got the proper treatment. I won't say Jump Force, because
Jump Force was a different. That's a different.
Yeah, that's like a whole, they were trying something a little different.
I think they took care of their One Piece games for the most part.
One Piece,
but not as well as Dragon Ball and Naruto for sure. But I feel like this is really their start. This is, I'm saying, we know Bleach. We know y'all love Bleach. And, you know, just like Dragon Ball and Naruto, they want to, I feel like you're right. This is definitely going to be very story heavy based on the animations, based on what they're doing here, because just like the other two properties, this should be another fine way to experience the story of Bleach without having to watch all of it, because playing it has always been more fun for me personally. Right? Yeah. I mean, I love watching the animes, don't get me wrong, but being able to play through the story makes things easier to absorb because I'm actually playing it. I'm actually more involved. Yep. And I feel like, you know, based on what you're saying, this might be their way of taking care of the IP a little bit by making a way for you to, you know, go through the story of Bleach without having to, you know, watch 300 plus episodes, having to, you know, sort through all the filler and stuff like that. Yeah. Because, you know, Bleach is a lot. It's even in of itself, it's not as big as, you know, Naruto or Dragon Ball or One Piece or anything like that, but it's still up there in the numbers and it's still ongoing. You know what I'm saying? So they want to, you know, be able for people to catch up on Bleach in some way, shape, or form so that they can, you know, get into this new arc with Bleach with the 1,000-Year Blood War, which is something I see them making DLC for this game. I don't think we're going to get up to the current arc with this game, and I am more than okay with that. Yeah. More than okay with that.
I like that, because that means that they're taking their time with it. One thing, what's Ichigo's form when he has the mask on his face? The hollow?
Yeah, hollow form.
Yeah. So it looks like there was a moment. I mean, obviously we're going to get to play as that too, but at the end of this, there's like, it looks like it could either be just like a celebration or just a part of the game, but hopefully it looks like it could be part of a cutscene where it showed him in that form. If it is a part of a cutscene, that would, you know, be very interesting, because how far does the story actually go? We know we're not gonna get up to where we are now, but how far does the story go? You know what I mean? Like, there's a lot to touch on if they want to.
I'm willing to bet this is definitely, I don't know how much of Bleach you know.
I know a decent amount.
I know for sure they're not gonna touch on the current arc.
Yeah.
I think based on the quality of the game, maybe we'll get updates. I don't know. Mm-hmm. I could see them going at least up to, you know, past oh my God, what is that? What is the name of that desert arc with the Iran cards?
I cannot.
Jesus Christ, I'm blanking so bad.
It's like training. It's training.
No. It's past training, because he has a mask. He has a hollow mask, and definitely.
And not the Soul Society.
No, it's definitely like that. The way his mask was broken up, it looked like he was fighting Grimjow.
Right.
The blue hair dude. Yeah. It looked like so. At least somewhere past there, but that's not too. That arc isn't too far off from like somewhere closer to the end. You know what I mean? There's still
so like this. Yeah, that's the.
Yeah, exactly right. So they could probably safely adapt a lot. Like you said earlier, now that you put that fear in my heart, man, I really don't hope they do any slideshows. They look like they look like they've got.
But here we have slideshows, so that's where I'm a little like.
But these aren't just.
These are quality. These are quality.
They're not just.
I'd be okay with that. I'd be okay with those, and then like a scene that introduces like a. So. It doesn't even look like slideshows. In fact, it looks a little open world-esque, like Persona vibe.
I would be shocked.
I wouldn't look. That's kind of what I was looking. That's kind of the vibe it was giving me right there. But again, it's a trailer, so
it's so hard to tell, especially because you could definitely tell they're not trying to show too much. So it's hard to tell, you know, how much, you know, story we're gonna be getting, how much gameplay we're gonna be getting. It's so early.
I'm not gonna lie, it does really feel like, because one of the mobile Bleach games is actually, I'm not gonna call it open world, because open world is GTA. That's open world, you know, but pseudo open world.
Exactly. Let me make sure something real quick.
Yeah, go ahead. The mobile game is like pseudo open world, right? So, meaning that it'll put you kind of like Persona. Persona is pseudo open world, where you can kind of go to environments, but you can't hop into a car and then drive down the street.
I can see that.
Because the mobile game for Bleach, one of the mobile games for Bleach, has that pseudo open world structure to it, I wouldn't be surprised if they brought it here. Another game that has that pseudo open world structure is actually the One Punch Man game. Has that pseudo open world structure.
Actually.
Jump Force has that pseudo open world structure.
Jump Force does. Kind of, because that's just like Jump Force has a hub.
Yeah, Jump Force has a hub, but it's a big hub. Yeah, it's a big hub. And then Road to Boruto, so not Connections, but actually Road to Boruto, has that pseudo open world structure.
Even OG Naruto had
even
that.
OG Naruto has that
Naruto
super,
Storm had that pseudo open world
structure
where you can go around the village, throw Naruto every which way. That was fun. That was nice.
So I would not be surprised if you can have that in this game. Just off of the fact that there's certain moments in these cutscenes that kind of look like you're walking around or walking into a situation. So like the fact that you're seeing a full scenic view of the city and then you're overlooking the city.
I hope that's Karakura Town, man.
So I'm just hoping. There's a lot of shots of this city. Only games that do that are usually games that want you to feel like you're a part of the city. That's just me being hopeful. But again, like this shot here, I know it's reenacting like the first episode or whatever, but
this
still,
is the very first episode,
yeah. But there's another thing I want. I want useless moments too. I know that sounds dumb.
What does that mean?
Like when he beats up the bullies.
Oh no, absolutely.
But I want to be able to beat them up.
Should.
I want a pointless fist fight where I can just overpower them.
I was just kind of thinking about that, where we should have little mini games here and there, like just a way to make it more involved in the story and stuff like that. Like even the bigger moments where we're not exactly going toe to toe with hollows or whatever. We don't need to be fighting big enemies all the time. I'm down with just the more chill stuff. Exactly, like trying to catch Kon and doing all these little things here and there, these little mini games essentially, where you're just kind of living Ichigo's life. You're just following along in Ichigo's story here, and I feel like they could absolutely capitalize on that.
Now, I'm not gonna lie, people may hate this. One thing I don't want for the story, I don't want to play as anybody else but Ichigo. I dislike it.
Okay, well, you're...
No, look, I'm saying for the story.
That's crazy.
For the story, because listen, I dislike it unless there's like, nah, really? Because I dislike it when games try to tell the story of too many other people. And when you do that, like, for example, the Naruto games, from my memory, you have to check me on this. From my memory, the main story, you just played as Naruto.
That's not true.
That's not true? Who else would you?
Sasuke.
Oh, yeah. And then there's some moments where you don't. Okay, wait.
Yeah, there's plenty of moments.
There's plenty of moments where you play as you'll play as Guy fighting.
There's for the majority of it, just like the anime, it follows Naruto, and then there will be pivotal moments where you switch to the perspective of somebody else and you have to play as them. Like,
okay, my bad.
Kakashi during the pain fight,
I'm thinking,
or Jiraiya during his pain fight.
Here's what it is. I would love for this game to have a Kakarot vibe. Kakarot has a pseudo open world. Dragon Ball Kakarot.
Yeah, I know.
From my memory of that game, you only play as Goku.
That's not true.
That's not true?
No.
Then I'm mistaken. Forget everything I just said. I don't want that then. I don't want that then. If that's the case, I don't want that.
Here's the thing. I totally get what you're getting at, and I would 100% agree with you if this weren't an arena fighter. Because it would be one thing, right, to only play as Ichigo in an open world action RPG type situation where you actually have to, level up Ichigo and, focus on his skill set and things like that. And,
very true.
Everybody else is involved around him, but you're mostly focused on Ichigo. But because it's an arena fighter, we know how arena fighter stories go. So we're going to have to, we're going to play as Ichigo and we're going to be, going through his story, but there's other characters involved in the story. You could see we're playing as Renji, we're playing as Uryu.
Okay, well look, if you're gonna do that, let me do something that I've never seen a game do. Do something, and I know they won't do this.
I doubt that.
But for moments where the bad guy's supposed to win, don't make it so that I have to you can do one or two things. You can do survive, which I love. I hate when games have you win and then they act like you didn't win. I hate that.
That's fair.
So either have me survive and make him busted and I have to survive. I love that. It's hard. It's fun.
And Ichigo has you're right. Because Ichigo has a lot of moments where he's just kind of playing survival against his first battle with Grimmjow.
Right.
It's just we can absolutely have moments where we lose, and that's okay.
Right.
We want to feel that. We want to feel that same frustration that Ichigo felt. We want to feel that just hopelessness, so that when we do, get those power ups, we're just like, oh my god, this next fight with him is gonna go crazy.
Or do this, or do something I've never seen a game do. When it's time for the bad guy to win, let me play as the bad guy.
There you go.
Let me play as Grimmjow. Let me play as Aizen. You know what I mean? Let me. I've never seen a game do that. I would rather the survive route because it's harder, it's more fun. But it would be crazy if I'm Grimjow and there's a fight that he wins, but like it was a close fight. I don't think that happened with Grimjow. I think it was he destroyed and then got destroyed from my memory.
Something like that.
Yeah, I don't think they had like a close fight where Grimjow barely won. Maybe that happened. But either way, if that does happen, I want to fight up against Ichigo and feel like I'm struggling to beat Ichigo, right?
Yeah.
To get a little taste of the medicine that I be dishing out to all these people, have to handle Ichigo. Cause like imagine if you're playing, Naruto, and for the not that you would do this, right? Because technically Naruto ended up winning this fight, right? But if you're in the Chunin exams and you're Neji and you have to face Naruto and then when you beat him in his first phase, he pulls out the Nine Tails chakra, starts zipping around you, right? You would just feel like you're hopeless.
It feels hopeless.
Now, again, Naruto ended up winning that fight, so you would play as Naruto because that's a great comeback fight for him.
Exactly.
But you get what I'm saying. But really, truthfully, I want to survive. I want to survive. I don't want to win and then you act like I lost. Just let me survive.
I mean, and that's a fair, especially with Bleach, that's a very fair, ask or like request to have, because there's plenty of moments where they could do stuff like that. I'm not leaning either which way towards it, I'm whoever we play as is whoever we play. I'm gonna win either way because I'm him like that. So I'm totally fine with it either way. But regardless, I just hope we have a decent amount of characters to start off with, and I have a wish list that I want to do. But now you got me thinking. I do want that pseudo open world so that we can, kind of have a thing where we can move around as Ichigo. You go to this place. Oh, you want to continue the story? You go to this place. Oh, you want to do online battles?
They better not do like a Pokemon thing where like if it's pseudo open world, then you run into like, I don't know, you run into an enemy and now you gotta fight.
That's an RPG. No.
Yeah, good.
No, this isn't an RPG. They're not gonna do that.
Don't do that nonsense.
Yeah, but I would definitely enjoy it a lot if we had something like maybe Naruto Storm 1, where we had that kind of just that freedom to move around Karakura Town as Ichigo and be able to interact with different characters and take on little side quests and do little fights here and there and stuff like that. So
yeah, that'd be fun.
I'd be super okay with that. But either way, hopefully they're cooking. We've talked about 25 minutes now, something like that. We've been talking for a good minute, so we're gonna let y'all go. Hopefully y'all have something to tell us in the comment section below about how you feel about this upcoming Bleach game. Do you agree with us? Do you think that a lot of the ideas that we've talked about here can be implemented possibly in this little action game that they've got going on, this 3D arena fighter? Or do you think that we're absolutely insane, we shouldn't have anything that we've mentioned here? Tell us everything in the comment section below, because you know for a fact that I am always gonna be done with you guys. But with that, I think we're good to go.
All right, y'all.
All right. Do us the greatest favor of taking good ass care, and we'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.
Peace.